my seed in this world and I'm not showing them any attention or being there for them or spending time, that's when I'm just like, bro, like, you're still a boy, man. I don't care how old you are.
The women have to play their part as well. You can't just always be here and just nagging, because you don't know what somebody else is going through. Same way, a lot of times we don't know what the women go through.
I just think you're worthless. I'm not gonna lie. Like, knowing you have a child, fam, do you know how deep that is? It's not a pair of Air Forces or Jordans or you got a new fam, you got a child, your child.
My brethrens that are not there for their children, I'll grill them all the time.
You have to,
I'll
man.
grill them all the time and be like, listen,
you have to, man.
You're
Come
a
on.
big man, I get it.
What's going on, guys? So this is episode 7 of London Talks. I got my bro Ty with me, and today's topic, what did we say? Today's topic was I just said it. What was it? Why baby fathers don't step up to the plate? Yeah. So obviously it's just me and you, Ty. So why don't baby fathers step up to the plate? Only one. I only need one reason, then I'm gonna tell you mine.
Say one reason.
Just one. Just give me one. The first thing that comes to mind.
The mums.
You have to elaborate a little bit more. The mums.
The mums. The relationship with the mums. That's a big thing.
Mm-hmm. You can give me more. What do you mean relationships with the mums exactly?
Just like if you have a really bad relationship with somebody and you don't want to be around them and you might not stand them. Obviously, it's very hard if you can't be around somebody then to co-parent. Do you know what I'm saying? So if your relationship's very poor with the mum, that already is going to possibly make you not want to be around.
I hear that. I agree with it, yeah. I do it there's no but. I agree with that. I would say the second thing, and we need to elaborate more on that one because I feel like we can get a lot more deeper with like the relationship with the mum and the dad. You feel me? Like working on it or trying to move forward. But I think on my side with men not stepping up to the plate, they're just not men. You feel me? Like that's just real. I don't even care if man them are watching this and they're like, what? No. Nah, fam. Like if you had a child with someone, fair enough if you're not in a good, like, let's be real, yeah? I'm not trying to throw you underneath the bus, but you'll be the perfect example. No, let's be real. Like, we're grown. You don't have the best relationship with your daughter's mother, but you are 110% there for her, like, regardless of the situation. So that's the reason why I can use you for a perfect example, where we probably have someone else that we know, they have a child, and they're not really there. They're just, do you know what I mean? Do you agree or?
I agree, but like, look what you just said right there. Yeah, obviously my daughter's mum. Obviously, my daughter's mum. Obviously, got two children.
Yeah.
Two different mums, and obviously the way that's come about is completely different. Like with my daughter's mum, we was together. Do you know what I'm saying? And because the relationship broke down, that's where. What am I trying to say? Because the relationship broke down, obviously, I'm not saying that we started to dislike each other, but things happen where kind of like we started to dislike each other, innit? Obviously, luckily, my mindset's completely different where no matter what our relationship is, I'm still going to be there for my daughter. Now, my son's mum, completely different. Weren't together. It's like one of them ones where it kind of just happened, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? And obviously, I had a choice whether to step up or not. Now, me being in that position, and at the time when obviously I found out, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really want that situation. Do you know what I'm saying? I didn't really want that. And I can see why a lot of guys might be like, you know what? Obviously, I'm not saying that right, it's correct. But I can see why a lot of guys might be like, you know what? I don't really want this situation. Do you know what I'm saying? Because them times there, me and my daughter's mum was kind of trying to work things out. So obviously that right there was just throwing a spanner into the woodworks, isn't it? So it was just like,
I agree. My only thing with that is, like, obviously you had to grow into it because you've been through this situation already. When you had little man, it was a little bit easier for you to kind of maneuver the situations that kind of showed itself to yourself. But I'm a bit just annoyed with I know someone that, like, bro, like, step up to the plate, man. Like, fair enough, you wasn't in a relationship with this girl, but what I get confused with it, I just feel like like that's your own flesh and blood. Like, you feel me? Like, regardless, forget about the baby mom. Cool, she's stressing you out. Okay, I understand, whatever the case may be. But sometimes as a man, you step back and be like, raw, like, I've got my twin, I've got someone, I've got my seed in this world, and I'm not showing them any attention or being there for them or spending time. That's when I'm just like, bro, like, you're still a boy, man. I don't care how old you are.
Obviously,
could be
with that,
30 years. And
like, don't get me wrong, I agree with you. However, a lot of women, and sometimes they might not see the damage that they're doing, but
spiteful.
yeah, man, some people can make it in a way impossible to even
100%.
co-parent. Do you know what I'm saying? To the point where you just think like, you know what? Why am I doing this? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna lie, even sometimes with me, like dealing with my situation.
I was just about to say that, like, you are one of the people, hence why this conversation will just be perfect. It just fits like a glove. You're one of the people that you've been through all of that dumb shit with, I'm not even going to say too much, but you've been through all of that shit, you feel me? And instead of we've had this conversation a couple years ago, you was like, raw, like stress a man out, like, you
I'm not going to lie, like, it's hard work. Like, it's hard work. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say it's easy, and there's certain times where I sit back and think, bro, why am I in this situation? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and sometimes, I'm not saying I feel like I want to quit, but it's like, sometimes you just feel deflated, but obviously the love I have for my children is what keeps me going, innit?
That's what gives the motivation. Nah, I
You know
feel
what I'm saying? Like, it proper keeps me going to be like, you know what? Forget all the BS or if this person's annoying me or anything that goes wrong, you know what? I'm here for my child, and that's what I'm going to do, innit? Do you know what I'm saying?
So what about when it comes to men that don't have the best relationship with their son or daughter's mother? You know, I don't like saying baby moms, but son or daughter's mother. Do you feel like they should just take a step back and just be like, you know what, if you're giving me that stress, I don't want to be there? Or do you feel like they should just be like, nah, fuck that, I'm going to be there. She can stress man out, but I'm going to make sure that my son or daughter's all good.
Listen, at the end of the day, you shouldn't let nobody stress you out. Because at the end of the day, if you get stressed or you end up going into depression, you're not really no good for your children. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you feel like you're getting to that stage, you have no choice but to take a step back. But then be honest with the mother of your children. Say, listen, when you're doing this or you're doing that, it's putting me in this place. If it keeps happening, I'm not going to be able to be what you want me to be for my children. Do you know what I'm saying? So obviously, the women have to play their part as well. You can't just always be here and just nagging, because you don't know what somebody else is going through. Same way, a lot of times we don't know what the women go through. Like, they could be looking at us and thinking, well, we have the child all the time. You're not really doing anything, but it's a bigger picture than that. Do you know what I'm saying?
100%. Like, and Ty, remember, always have like any questions you want to ask me as well. I would say it is definitely a bigger picture because you never know what someone else had going on in their life before the situation. You feel me? Like, for you, again, I can only use you because it's, you get me? I can only use you. I'm not trying to like push too much of your information out there, but you was going to go to, America to play football, and then the situation of you having
my daughter.
Bam, it didn't stop you. It didn't stop your whole life, but it kind of delayed certain things.
Yeah.
So, like, you never know about the bigger picture in life. So, I feel like a lot of, I don't like baby mothers, but a lot of.
But obviously, that's sacrifices that obviously I was willing to make, innit?
Sacrifices.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Sacrificing. I feel like, sorry to cut you off, Ty, that is such a big fucking thing, man. I feel like a lot of people are not willing to sacrifice certain things in their life. Yeah. Sorry, that just hit me, Carl.
But then that's what it is. Obviously, me, daughter's mum, pregnant. I can't just up and leave and go America. Do you know what I'm saying? And them times there where I was like 19, I ain't got money to be bringing, because I can they can pay for me to go, but I ain't got money to be bringing her. And do you know what I'm saying? Like, had no choice. But it was a minor thing. Like, not like,
even that though, that just shows you from a boy and a man, because a boy would have he would have went, or he would have stayed and he would have just had that on his daughter, like fuck man, like you're the reason why I'm not. You feel me? Where a man would have just stayed and built that relationship with his daughter, knowing that an opportunity and maybe something else might pop up. So I feel like it just shows you from boys to men, like, bro, like, boys need to step up, man. If you're getting yourself in situations like that, fam, step up.
But even for you though, like, obviously I'm not trying to put obviously your
My
story
business
out there.
is out there still.
But I'm just saying that obviously, like
not that
when
much.
obviously your son, mum was pregnant, obviously we had conversations of,
Yeah, fam.
do you know what I'm saying, that whole situation.
I was what, 22?
Yeah, and obviously,
Fuck you know, mate.
don't know if you want me to say this, but you wasn't kind of like up for the idea of having a child at that age because you wasn't where you obviously wanted to be in it. But what do you think made you step up and
Trust
obviously
me.
be the dad that you are right now?
100%. That's exactly it. I feel like a lot of men them don't understand that.
No, why? That's the question.
Huh?
Why?
Oh, why did I
Yeah,
step
yeah.
up?
What made you step up?
Man needed to provide. Like, not even just for myself. Do you know what it is? Man was doing it for myself for the longest. And obviously helping my mum and all that stuff. But if anything, man was more doing it for myself. As soon as, and you can relate to this, as soon as my child was born, I was like, fuck, man, I need to provide for him. Because if I don't, then you get me. So that gave me that extra motivation, made me stay around and just try and be the best father man could be. Not the best, but man tries my best. You get me? It's what it is, man.
Listen, to be fair though, speaking to a few girls that obviously have baby fathers, you only see how much you actually do when you speak to other people in the same situation as you.
Oh, mate.
Do you know what I'm saying? Cause there is, I'm not gonna lie, like even my brethren that are not there for their children, I'll grill them all the time.
You have
I'll
to, man.
grill them all the time and be like, listen,
You have to, man.
you're
Come
a
on.
big man, I get it, you don't like her, da-da-da. The only thing you can do right now is make an effort. Because guess what? Your children are gonna grow up. They're gonna get to the age where they're gonna wanna find you, or they're going to find you, and they're gonna ask you questions. Do you know what I'm saying? So the way I see it is, raw, I'm gonna do everything I need to do for my children, innit? Now, if not saying that their mums are doing anything, but if their mums were gonna do anything to make me look bad, when they grow up, they're going to understand, raw, daddy did this, daddy was there, daddy took me on holiday, da-da-da. Obviously not saying that they've done anything like that, but I'm just saying that, raw, that's the best thing you can do. Try your best. Do you know what I'm saying? Even if the girl stresses you out, you can still do stuff, but from a distance. Not saying just send money.
100%.
Do you know what I'm saying? Make other alternatives to try to see them. Like, just try, innit? Do you know what I'm saying?
Trust me, man. Like, there's a way around it. Like, I feel like there are certain men that probably have this mindset, which is so messed up here. But I know they do. I know some of them think, raw, I'm not really going to be there as much because they're young. You have to, when they're young, when they're from the ages of like 1 to maybe even like 6, 8, they are a handful. They are. They're running about the place. They need new this, new that. You feel me?
Grow up close.
Exactly. So I just feel like certain man, they're like, you know what? In this little period here, I'm not really going to be here as much. I'm going to be there, but it will get easier when they get older. And I feel like those are the magic moments from 1 to like 6 where you start to see their personality.
But
and
it's
see them
crazy
grow.
though, because
That mindset is fucked, man.
like, you see what you just said, like them moments. Like when I look back on videos, yeah, and I see like my daughter or my son at like a certain age, and they're doing little stuff. I'm not gonna lie, especially I think we spoke about this before. Obviously, I love my son.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I don't love my
yeah.
son, but like the
Get
love you have for your
different
daughter
love,
is
different
crazy.
love.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not an emotional person. But if I haven't seen my daughter for like a week and I see a video of her, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I'm gonna tear up. Like, I get mad emotional.
One of them
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy.
Nah, I feel you on that. I feel you on that still.
But also as well though, obviously like going back to raw, why some men are not around for their children. Obviously, for me personally, and you might be able to relate to a certain extent, obviously, because I know your story, innit? Obviously, my dad weren't around, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? At all. Saw him a handful of times. Do you know what I'm saying? That's it. Me, I always told myself, when I have a child, that child is not going to be thinking, raw, where's my dad? I can't contact my dad. I think that right there kind of drove me to literally be the best dad I possibly can. Do you know what I'm saying?
100. I can definitely relate to that. Like, I feel like that could have probably been number one right there. How they were treated from their father or whoever was kind of dealing with them when they were younger, and then kind of translating that into their own child. Boy, same thing, man. But my thing is, my dad was there. This is where it's so fucked, man. My dad was there. He's been in my life he's been there, but he hasn't been there.
But
you get me?
But I get that. That's with a lot of people. It's like,
that's weird.
it's kind of like your absent father. Like, he's there, but he's not there.
I'm not even gonna lie. I prefer if he just wasn't there altogether.
See, that's crazy, but then some people will turn around and be like, they would rather their dad there. Obviously, everyone's situation is different, innit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I get what you're saying.
I feel like having your dad there and knowing he's not doing anything can affect. Like, I know there's a lot of there might even be a young man watching this now that's maybe 16 or something, and he's in the same situation. Like, I'm probably feeling the same way how I felt when I was a bit younger. Like, having your dad there, like, you can see him, the niggas upstairs, and raw, like, man ain't really doing daddy duties. Like, man ain't talking to man about. I prefer if man just wasn't there altogether. So I'd just be like, all right, cool. Cause now I look down on him even more, because I'm like, raw, you feel me? So the same thing with me. I've always had the mindset, if I have a son, especially a son, I need to make sure I show him everything my dad didn't show me growing up. You get me? So, and I feel like a lot of guys that are not there for their children, they need to step up to the plate and kind of have that in mind. 'Cause a lot of young black men don't really have their fathers like that.
They don't. But then it's weird
A
as
lot,
well.
like-
Like, obviously, we're talking about why people are not there, but like, let's just say my dad's situation, yeah. Obviously, he's just got multiple children, different mums, right? He was a type of person where he couldn't deal with the stress. So he ducked out.
Just cut.
Do you know what I'm saying? That it's only now I'm a dad. I'm not saying I agree with him, but I can understand why he moved away from certain situations. Because if you're not there mentally, a lot of people just can't cope. And it's very easy to be like, oh, that guy, yeah, he's a waste man, didn't he? You didn't want to do this and didn't want to do that. But some people just, they can't cope with it. So instead of, it sounds all good, you know what? That's your child, but if you can't mentally cope with it, you can't be there for your child.
Do you know what? I fully agree with you, yeah. But to a certain extent, I can't fully. I only say that because, I don't know, man. How I see things, yeah, is just like, raw, we're men. Like, as a man, you need to know you have one child, cool. You have two, cool. You have three, cool. You have four, raw. You have five, oh shit. You have six. You feel me? You get to a point where it's like, why do I keep on doing this? You yourself put yourself in that situation. The girls didn't put their hands up and be like, get me, well, some of them might have, but get me pregnant. Like, what's going on? You put yourself in that situation. So if you've done that, you need to put your hands up and be like, I need to sort this shit out.
Of course, but it's even kind of speaking on that though. Let's just say we've put ourselves into that situation. And like, even going to the point where I've spoken to some guys, yeah. Obviously, I got certain brethren that's been like, raw, blood, I didn't want the child in the first place. I told the girl that, I said to the girl, raw, if you have the child, I'm not going to be there. Like, if a guy's kind of let them feelings known from the get-go, not saying that it's acceptable for him to walk away, but he's kind of laid his cards on the table. Do you know what I'm saying? So, not saying that you can't be upset with him, not saying that you can't step up, but you know when this is where, I don't even know how to say it.
You know
man.
what? That situation right there, like, not even talking about the girl, how the girl would feel in that situation, just more as me and you sitting here as men and hearing a situation like that. Like, I understand where the guy's coming from. If he laid his cards on the table and said, listen, I don't want to have a child, cool. But I feel like when the child is here and you see that picture, you see that video, if you still have that same feeling that, raw, like, I don't want to, I just think you're worthless. I'm not going to lie. Like, knowing you have a child, fam, do you know how deep that is? It's not a pair of Air Forces or Jordans or you got a new, fam, you got a child, your child, and you don't want to be there at all.
It is, but it's just like, for me, obviously not disagreeing with anything that you're saying, but let's just say, with my daughter, obviously, me and her mum were together, innit? So I'm with her throughout the whole pregnancy, everything like that. When my daughter's born, I'm with her every single day. So I've built that relationship with my daughter, do you know what I'm saying, from day one. Now, it's a little bit more difficult when And this does happen where you might not find out about a child until a certain amount of time. Now, if you haven't built that relationship with a child or you haven't got that bond, it's a lot easier to walk away. Do you know what I'm saying? Like me, I can't walk away from my children because I have a very strong bond with my children. But if someone, God forbid, come to me tomorrow and said, Rod, this is your daughter's son, and the child's like 9, 10 years old, you're going to view it a little bit different. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
You will. I feel like that's,
not saying that I
100% you
wouldn't
will.
step up, but
Yeah.
if you have a bond with somebody,
Just makes it that
it's
much
much
easier.
more easier to step up and put up with the BS that anybody throws in front of you. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, I agree with you. I still feel like even in that situation, if a girl knocked on my door, like touch wood, touch wood. If a girl knocked on my door right now and said,
Double
"Bro,
wood.
Markel, like, innit? Like this is your daughter, like say hello," and she's 2 years old, it will be a lot harder for me to build that relationship with her because I've missed 2 years of her life. But as a man needs to be like, raw, like 2 years is gone. I still got the rest of her life to build that relationship. Not 2 years is gone. I'm not going to do anything. Like, that's dead. Like, I'm not building relationship. No, that's dead.
Obviously,
So-
like, being at the age that we are now, and obviously maturing how we've matured, and gone through the stuff that we've gone through, obviously, if a situation like that got put in front of us, or we had a child with someone that we didn't particularly want to have a child with, we can handle it a lot better. But if we was to take it back when we're younger, it'll be a lot more difficult. Do you know what I'm saying? And obviously it'll be a lot more difficult because we never had the role models above us to be like, raw, boom, you need to step up, you need to do this, you need to do that.
100.
Do you know what I'm saying?
100.
It is a difficult one. Like I say, I'll never say, raw, abandon your child in it or nothing like that. However, I'm not going to lie, I can say, raw, I understand why certain youths
Oh, of course.
are not around.
Of course.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because it is hard, it is difficult. Like me,
And let's even keep it real, man. We said this before, but I feel like we need to elaborate. Like, we need to really go hard. There are certain baby mamas out there. I don't even like saying baby mum, but there are certain baby mums out there that are very spiteful.
very spiteful.
They know how to pull the man's strings. Like, they know how to get on his nerves, which will then make the man be like, you know what? I don't even want to be here. I lie.
But also as well,
I get
though-
that. I do get that.
And it's very bad to say, but many girls, they'll use their children as weapons.
Oh, mate.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they will use and especially if you love your child,
They know you got that
they know
relationship.
that right there. That's like, it's like your kryptonite.
100%.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yep, child card. And it might be little things.
No, that is though. That is our kryptonite.
Do you know what I'm saying?
There's nothing else. There's
It's
nothing
little
else that
things,
can-
and it's like, you know, when they just want to kind of push your buttons and they want a reaction and everything like that, and it's
100.
oh man. Oh man.
Yeah, it's a kryptonite. So I don't want none of that smoke. I want none of that smoke. I can't really take that still.
Because at the end of the day, when females do that, the only person that you're affecting is your child. Do you know what I'm saying? And if the shoe was on the other foot, oh man, we would not hear the last of it. We will be the worst people on earth. And
You know what? Just to even end this podcast with what you just said, yeah. Excuse me. That will definitely just end everything. That it's not affecting, it's affecting the father or the mother. But at the end of the day, it's affecting the child. Full stop. If they're 1, 2, 3, it's gonna affect the child. They will see, like, children just feed off of your energy. Like, if you're with them, they feed off of your energy and they can feel something's wrong. So what you said, 100%, like,
but also as well, yeah, I feel like when we get older, we think kids are silly.
oh yeah,
Now, when I was in year 1,
mate.
I knew a lot of stuff.
They're getting smarter, man. They got iPhones.
But that's what I'm
at
saying.
5.
No, of course, but I'm saying when I was in year 1, I knew I had a girlfriend in year 1. Like I was thinking back on it, sorry. I knew a lot of stuff in year 1. Do you know what I'm saying? So people feel like, raw, like their children don't know nothing. They can't see what's going on. They can't hear the way you're talking about either someone's mum or the dad or like these children pick up on stuff. They're not going to say nothing.
Yeah,
See, when they get older, they're going to ask you some serious questions.
yeah.
And if you lie, they're going to be like, but wait, hold on.
Or not even that. They won't even say anything and go into school and start acting up. That's another thing that they will do. They won't say nothing to you, but when they're in school and they're with their friends and with the teachers, they're acting up. And when you go into the school talking to the teacher, like, raw, like, he's not like that at home. She's not like that at home. They're acting up because of the whole situation you have with your baby mother or your, you know what I mean?
And obviously, like, just to kind of, and this sounds very easy, and it sounds very simple, but it's not. You just need to really, really think about who you're having children with. Now, don't get me wrong.
You're barebacking.
Listen,
Who are you barebacking? Stop it.
like, even thinking about one person I was talking to, like, her situation, the dad was around. Always around. Do you know what I'm saying? He wanted a child. You see, as soon as the baby was born, Donnie cut.
Damn.
No answers, no reason, just cut. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you never know how, obviously you never know how somebody is until they do it, innit?
You're actually in that situation,
you really, really have to get to know somebody. Do you know what I'm saying? Because having a baby with someone, it's not a little thing.
Trust me.
Like, people say 18 years now. That's a lifetime,
It's a lifetime thing, man.
commitment. Do you know what I'm saying? That's only 18 years where legally you have to pay for your child. That's all it is. But it's a lifetime commitment.
Lifetime. I'm telling you, man. And the last thing I would want everybody to take from this is just having some form of communication with the person. Let's say you do get someone pregnant. It wasn't planned. You might be in a relationship or you might not be. The one thing that they need to have in their head is communication is key. That's in anything in life, but
also as well, I think people need to think, and this is a very, very touchy subject, and we'll probably do like another podcast, but you need to think about what's best for the child. Is this the best environment to bring a child in? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people, not obviously everyone has their reasons to do stuff and everything like that, but it's like, always don't think about, oh, rah, this is going to affect me this way or this is going to affect that person that way. No. Is this best for the child? Do you know what I'm saying? That's how people always have to think.
All right, cool, man. That was a good combo still. I don't know. That was a good combo still. I liked it, man, Carl. I feel like women can take something from this. Men can definitely take something from this. And boy, if it helped you in any way, leave a thumbs up. Share this with all your friends. And yeah, man, you'll see an episode of me and Ty real soon. That's it. That's it. All right, cool, man. Peace.